Here, the same measurement Hashem rewards him with.
It's a very difficult concept for me to say that, let's say, on Pesach, or even working before Pesach, that I go beyond my own limitations. Is it to study more Torah? Is it to say I don't speak Lashon Hara? Is it to say I'm going to help my fellow man? I mean, is it not that? Is it outside of doing things on a physical level? Is it just to connect to Hashem? I don't understand
what it is.
What it is.
You want to understand what it is. Actually, what it is that a person does more than their routine, more than a pattern. Even a little more. When a person does more than their routine, more than they do every day, it is considered stretching. It is considered extending out of their border. And that is called Yitzias Mitzrayim, going out of their limitations. Now the Rebbe explains, what does it mean a person goes out of their limitations? Going out of the limitations, the Rebbe says, means not taking consideration what his animal soul tells him, what his body tells him, what the world around him tells him. And that's not an easy work. Although sometimes the world around us might be crazy, but when the world screams, we think that we're on the wrong side. But basically, not to take in consideration all these things. And the Rebbe says, even not to take in consideration what the godly soul tells you. Because the godly soul is also within a certain structure and logic. And therefore a person has to uplift himself, decide, this is what I'm going for, and this is what I'm doing. Where does a person get this energy? So there's a beautiful discourse that the Rebbe gave in 1974. You heard it from the Shia. Yud Aleph Nisan Tovshin Lamed Aleph. It was on the 11th of Nisan 1974, right before Pesach. And the Rebbe says, when a person looks into it, that in chapter 73, it says over there that David HaMelech, King David says, that Kol lo she'edi ulevavi, that my heart, my she'edi, my body, and levavi, my heart, everything stands in a state of yearning and thirst, pouring out to Hashem, connecting to the Almighty. Why? So the Rebbe says, because what is David HaMelech saying? Because what is my tzur? What is my main energy? My superior? And what is my share? What is everything that I have connected with Elikim Le'elam? It's Hashem Himself. So therefore, when a person realizes what's the source of everything, and and that this is the source of the person's energy, this gives the person the energy and the will and the desire and the courage and feeling secure that they can do it. And therefore, this was also what the Alter Rebbe said. The Alter Rebbe of Shnei Zalman of the Yadi, whenever he would daven many times, he would quote this verse from Tehillim, and he would say, I don't want your Gan Eden. He says, V'imcha lecha fasti. It says, Sur mili v'ashamayim. David HaMelech says, King David says, who do I have in heaven? Mili v'ashamayim v'imcha. Even things that are around you. David HaMelech says, I want you alone. So this is what he says, Mili v'ashamayim v'imcha. That who do I have? V'imcha, even people, even the world around you. So the Alter Rebbe was found sometimes on the floor, pushed from meditation, involved, engrossed in this excitement. He said, I don't want your Gan Eden. I don't want your Elam Haba, which these are the two big rewards, spiritual rewards. I want only you alone. This is something which is higher than logic, higher than understanding. Actually, the Rambam says it in the end of the last laws of Hilchas Malachim, that what is the desire of the Jewish nation for the redemption? Not because they'll have food, and not because they'll be able to rule on others, but because they will be able to understand godliness. They will understand the mind of the Creator. That's the expression, lahasik das beidam, to understand the mind of the Creator. What does that mean? Become one with the Creator. This is actually what Rav Shneur Zalman of the Yadi was saying. Okay, so now we go on to basically, what does it mean, going back to the person on a personal level, what does it mean that the buffer is removed between mind and heart? What it means is that in the emotions are permeated also with the intellect, with the light of intellect, with depth, not just emotions like plain emotions of a child which is not developed, immature, but emotions that are there in a very intellectual way, that even the emotions are guided constantly by the intellect. Now, in leaving Mitzrayim, we have actually two different time periods. One is at night, one is the day. It says that you left midnight, then it says Vayi Be'etzem Hayom, left midday. So what happened over here? It was either 12 at night or 12 at noontime.
East Coast and West Coast.
So Chassidus explains, knowing what it means leaving Egypt, going out of one's boundaries, there's two different levels. There's a level that a person has a love and affection and attraction to the Almighty, but he's still in the dark. And his affection is on a very limited state. It is an affection that he loves God. Why? Because he's my soul. He's my life. Therefore I love him. So it is basically how it relates to the person. It's nafshi. Nafshi ivisicha. I love you because you're my soul. I have to be connected to you. Your mom is giving me what I have, what I need, who I am, what I am. Therefore, this is considered in the darkness. He's still not really in full light. Then comes a level of the imcha lechafafti, the level we quoted earlier that the Alter Rebbe says, I don't want your Gan Eden, I don't want your, I want you alone. This is the level which is day. Full day. It's a clear picture and a very clear mind and a very clear neshama. The Alter Rebbe says, I want the essence alone. I have no personal interest. What will happen with me? What will I benefit? How will I benefit from it? It is I want essence alone. This is called leaving Egypt in the daytime. Leaving at night, still in the dark. Leaving in the daytime is the pure, genuine desire that a creation wants to become one with the Creator. The Rebbe explains, when it comes to leaving day or night, a beautiful lesson that we can derive on a personal level. The lesson is that we have in our life two different sorts of priorities, on two different standards. We have priority that is called day, and we have matters that are also priorities, but they're called night. What is the difference? The difference is we are living two different worlds. We are living a spiritual world, we are living a physical world. The spiritual world is the neshama, studying Torah, praying, doing davening, fulfilling commandments. This is all the spiritual priorities of our mission in this physical world. This is called day. Godliness, sacred matters. But there's also another level, and that is called night. It is secondary, but we need them. Otherwise we would not be able to exist. And that is eating, drinking, sleeping, and everything that we need to take care of our body. An obligation to take care of our body. One of them is called sacred, one of them is called rishus, worldly. So the Rebbe says that when it comes to leaving Egypt, a person has to do it on both levels. In Torah mitzvahs, a person needs to excel, not be satisfied with what they did yesterday, what they did 2 days ago, but they need to excel also in matters that relate to day matters. Torah, mitzvahs, praying, doing good deeds, one to another fellow. It is basically matters that refer to as light. Then comes the other level. Person's eating. Why do I have to do it with a special intention? Why do I have to go out of my limitations to make sure that I'm eating different than someone else? The answer is because there is a mission that this neshama is here. Neshama didn't just come down to eat like everybody else eats. There's a certain purpose in life and what a person is eating for. They're eating in order to have energy to be able to serve the